Hello all, welcome to the DevOps Planet. In this video, we will see how we can create Azure virtual machine over Azure Cloud. So for this, we need one Azure account. So I have already logged in my Azure portal. Here in the search bar, you need to search virtual machines. And here you will see the service name. Just click on the service name and you will redirect to the virtual machine homepage. Here you can click on create, select Azure virtual machine. Now here we need to select the subscription, that in which subscription we want to launch our virtual machine. So I have created a free trial for me. So I'm selecting that. Here we need to either create a new resource group or either select the existing one. So if you click here, it will show you the existing one resource group. And if you want to create new one, then you can create new one. So what is resource group? So resource group we can understand as a logical container or a project name. Inside that we create all our Azure services. So let's suppose we have multiple environments. We have stage environment, we have production environment, another environment. So we can create a resource group via name stage. We can create a resource group via name prod, and we can segregate the resources in the respective resource groups. So here I will create a new resource group. So just click on create new and pass the resource group name. So I am passing example-rg as a name and click on OK. So it will create a new resource group. Now here it will ask you to pass the virtual machine name. So type a virtual machine name. So I'm passing example-vm. And then here we need to select the region. So you can select based on your requirements. I'm going with the East US. And then scroll down. Here you need to select the image, that for which image you want to launch the virtual machine. So you can choose according to your requirement. We have Windows machines here, we have Oracle, Red Hat, Linux, Ubuntu and all. So I'm going with the Ubuntu 2.04 version. And then scroll down. Here we need to select the size. So for this, click on this and you will see the size. And if you want to see more sizes, you can click on see all sizes. So I'm going with the smallest one, which is eligible for the free services. Then here we need to pass the authentication type, whether we want to authenticate using a PEM file or we want to create a password for that. So I will go with the PEM file. Here we can pass the username. By default, the Azure username is Azure user. If you want to change it, you can change the username. Then here, either you can create a new pair or you can use the existing public key, which is stored in Azure. So in the existing public key, if you click on this, you will see the existing SH key which is created in your account. So I will go with the new. So I will select generate new key pair, and here I will pass the key pair name. So I am passing example-key pair. So it will create a new PEM file for me and it will download that on my system. Now it is asking that which port we want to allow on this machine. So I am allowing SSH port, which is 22, because we want to do login into the virtual machine. And by default, the login port is SSH port number 22. Now click on next. Here we can select the disk size. So I'm going with the default one. Here we can select the disk type, premium, standard, or standard hard disk. So I'm going with the premium. And then click on networking part. So in the networking part, we can select the virtual network. So if we already have a virtual network, we can select that, or if we don't have, it will create a new one automatically. Similarly for the subnet, and same for the public IP. If we already have a public IP, we can select that, or it will create a new one. Now in the network security group, you can select basic or advanced. So in the advanced, it will ask you the more details, that the security group name and other things. And in the basic, it will automatically create a security group. And it will also ask that which port you want to allow publicly. So I am passing the port number SSH22 again to log in into the virtual machine. Now, if you want that your IP address and NIC will be deleted when you delete the VM, then check this box, otherwise uncheck this. So I'm checking this box because I want that my public IP and NIC will be deleted when I terminate this instance. Now scroll down, and here if you want to attach a load balancer, you can directly attach a load balancer by this option, otherwise none. So next click on management and then click on monitoring and then click on advanced. So here in the advanced section, you can see there is an option enable user data. So if you will click on this, you will see a box here to write down your script. So here you can write some commands or scripts which you want to execute when your VM launch. So I'm skipping this and then click on text and then click on review plus create. So now it will review all the details which we have passed. It will check everything, and based on that it will show us a estimate pricing and then other details. So you can see it is showing some 0.8168 INR Indian rupees per hour, and then if you will scroll down you will see the other details which you have configured. So you need to click on create. Now it will ask you to download that PEM file in your local system. So click on download private key and create resource. So it will basically create a new key pair which we passed, that is the name, and save here, and it will download that file on my local system. So it has downloaded that PEM file. Now it will start the resource creation part. So you can see the deployment is in progress. So in the Azure, deployments means the resource creation part has been started. Deployment is in progress means it has started to create our resources. So if I refresh it, we will see it has created a NSG, IP address, a virtual network, and now it is creating VMs. So that is a network interface, and then it is creating VM. So if you just refresh it, and it will take 1 or 2 minutes to create the VM. So as you can see, the deployment is completed, which means that our VM creation is done. And here also you can see a notification that your deployment to create VM has been completed. Now if you click on go to resource, so either from the notification or here also you can see the go to resource. So you will redirect to the VM page. So this is the virtual machine which we created. The name was example-VM, and here we can see the other details which we passed during the creation. So we can see here the virtual network name, the subnet, and then it is free trial, the size which we passed 1 CPU and 1 GB memory. The image we select was Ubuntu 22.04 and the name of the VM. And same if you scroll down, you can see the other details. Now let's try to log in into this VM. So for that, I have already on the terminal. So the command is ssh-i, and then I need to pass the PEM file, which is example-key pair. And the default user we used was Azure user at the rate, and then we need to copy the public IP. Press enter and pass yes. So you can see we are logged in inside the Azure VM. So that is how you can launch the Azure machine. And also we attach the 30 GB storage when we launch the VM. So this is the 30 GB storage that has been attached to our VM. So that is how we can create Azure virtual machines and other things. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching this.